Hey everyone, once again, this is Barry 3D from the Iconist Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Don't let the show be a secret. Let your friends know. Today, I want to give my rundown. I've seen a lot of talk about the superpowers. I've been doing the unboxings on the superpowers toy collection on our channel, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. But of course, there's a couple of things missing. One, we definitely need more villains. We definitely need more female characters in there, good or bad, in that line to bolster it a little bit more. Maybe a little bit less than the reprints, but this is not when I mean the reprints, I mean how many versions of Superman or Batman do we need? Some of them are interesting. Some, I think we're okay. But what I think is really missing from this toy line, in my opinion, and I heard other fans talk about this, and I agree with them, and this is my own thoughts too, are play sets. We're getting vehicles. So we've got the Blue Beetle Bug. Awesome. Great. We've got, Batman with the Batplane, the Batcopter, the Whirlybird, the Batmobile. Of course, you have to have the Batmobile, the Superman mobile or Supermobile, Wonder Woman's invisible plane. And of course, Brainiac has his skull ship, regardless of which one you've got, or if you have both, like some people. But we're missing playsets. And I think the playsets would add to it. So I'm not sure if this is something in the future for Todd McFarlane, but I'm definitely agreeing that we should be having our playsets. Obviously the first playset we need to have, or one of the first ones in my opinion, is not, and I'm just doing it this way, how it comes off the top of my head. The first one is the Batcave. We definitely need the Batcave as a playset. And it especially has to be a Batcave that has at least some of the basic elements, space enough, be it how they wanted to design it, be it if it's like a part facade that can close into a case, but if it opens up and then it can have a mat area that can lie down, that's got it all drawn out, and have a spot specifically for the Batmobile, the whirly bat, if it's up on something. And even if it has like a hooks that you can hang or fold the wings in and put in the Batwing. That would be amazing. So first and foremost, we need the Batcave. I don't think we need Wayne Manor. We understand that. We don't have a Bruce Wayne figure, but if they do one in the future, it'd be kind of cool if we can get an extra piece to add on to it, to kind of snap on to an extra level if they ever do a Bruce Wayne figure with an Alfred figure and a Dick Grayson figure. So we'll have those characters out of costume. So that's one. I think we definitely need a Batcave. Two, follow that, we definitely need the Fortress of Solitude. I saw a fan-made one online. I thought the person did a great job. Very, a little bit more on the pricey side, but of course it is from the ground up. I think, once again, Todd McFarlane should look at this person's design, work with them, and then come up with something similar. And the Fortress of Solitude. And of course, once again, you need a couple of elements in there. I think you should show something of the planet of Krypton, maybe a little bottle city of Kandor, a jail cell, so to speak. Just to have the basics in there and a place to land the Supermobile, right? I think that would really work. And maybe a little jail cell in there too, because we get a Bizarro figure. He can capture Bizarro, put him in there, or a spot for the Phantom Zone projector, and just have those keynotes in there. I think that would be really important to have. Now, of course, I know we've all seen the Hall of Justice. So if they recreate that, that would be great. If Todd McFarlane did it for this line, I would like to go a little bit deeper, and I would aim for the Justice League satellite. So not the tower. And I don't mean the current satellite you saw in Justice League cartoon or Justice League Unlimited. I'm talking the classic round one with the ring on the side. I'm looking for the original. Let's go back to that one and have some cool elements in there where you can see some maybe Easter eggs of other characters, like a weapon cage, the meeting room, the teleportation part, a living quarters, a sick bay. And if it's got that round dome thing, almost like the Turtles Technodrome, something along those lines, where it's nice and round, you could open it up and then see the inside parts of it. I think that'd be a lot of fun to have, be it if it's a kid or be it for us as collectors who would open it up and have our figures posed in there on our shelves, because that's what we do. So that's what I think we would go with. Not the Hall of Justice. Give me the classic satellite from the Justice League of America comic book. And that would be a nice game changer, because that one was never, from my knowledge, ever created in a set. Now, following that, the next thing I would like to see is Lex Luthor, but Lex Luthor's tower. So in his tower, of course, we're going to have meeting rooms, a secret a elevator or compartment to get into another room where it's going to have all his laboratories. And it doesn't have to be overly big, right? Because for Lex, all you would need is that meeting room, a nice computer area so he can talk to people, a place to store his armor, and of course his lab. So the lab that he would work in to create someone like Bizarro, create other, things to stop Superman And I think that would be enough for that. And it could be interchangeable. Maybe it could snap onto another piece, but that's what I'm going with, the basic. Followed by this one, Darkseid's throne room. Think about that now. We've got Darkseid in there. Darkseid is the main villain for a lot of reasons. And to give Darkseid his own throne room and then to eventually add on the rest of the new gods, the version from Apokolips, to kind of fill that out, that'd be kind of cool. We had one back in the past, like a prototype, I believe it was, for the Superpowers collection when it first came out, and it was on its way to do something like that. Let's go ahead and do that. And we don't need all of Apokolips. We just need Darkseid's throne room with a couple of key elements in there to make it interesting, interchangeable. Once again, an area to capture somebody, a telescope, a computer, a pit, places where you would see eventually if they get Darkseid and Steppenwolf and so forth to come in there. So these are things I'd like to see. Now, here's one that you might find interesting. You might not. You might like, really? Because we have different versions of the Flash. You got Flash, you got Reverse Flash. Let's have the Flash Museum. Let's bring the Flash Museum in there. The Flash Museum would be littered with Easter eggs for the Flash. And once again, if you have like some of the characters like Captain Cold or some of his villains, instead of having them in a cell, maybe put them in like little tubes so you can see them. So you think at the time they could be like either suspended animation or just frozen mannequins. And it makes that more interactive. And you can add all those things into the Flash Museum, his cosmic treadmill, so forth like that, pieces of his history, and that you can make interchangeable, so something that can make it move and all that. So I think a Flash Museum with a couple of elements would be fun to have on the line. I'm not sure how popular it would be, but that's just fantasy picking. And then of course, you have to have the Hall of Doom. You got to have the Hall of Doom. Of course, very similar elements maybe to the Justice League satellite. I think that would be really interesting to see and have along also. Now, here's the one I'm going to come out from left field with. This is my last pick, because the Hall of Doom is pretty much there. But we would need, before I get on my last pick, we would need a couple of things. So once again, you have to have a place for Brainiac to store his ship. The Manta ship is coming out. It's been funded, so it's on its way. We will get it. People will have it. And I think that would be nice to have those there as a landing zone. And, you got, and then whatever figures you want to interact with, good. The last one I'm going to go with, left field, but I'm going to try it anyways. And I want to see Oa. From Green Lantern, because we've got Green Lantern, we got Sinestro, we got Kilowog. Once again, the planet Oa, a giant battery, if it opens up into a couple of levels of a meeting room and training area and storing area and capturing people. And once again, I think it would be cool piece to have, seeing that we have a couple of Green Lantern or Green Lantern characters in that altogether. So I don't know how it would flesh out or what it would look like. Once again, I'm just putting it out there. And of course, then we would need at least one of the Guardians to be part of this line. And even if they're not, we still have enough with Green Lantern, Kilowog, and Sinestro to at least start something there and see where that can go. So once again, this is Barry 3D from the Iconis podcast. And here we are just talking really quick of what I would like to see coming further down the line. If they ever decide to do some playsets, if you have a playset you'd like to see part of this line, please let us know in the comments down below. We will definitely interact and have a great chat about that. And until then, remember, this whole world was started by a pencil, a piece of paper, and lots of imagination. Keep on dreaming. Out.